Well, hello everyone again. Faster 27 here, out on the Ninja 650. Catching some dry weather in between the showers at the start of this wet July that we seem to be having. Just out for a little test ride, because yet again I've got a different camera. This is not because I'm made of money, it's because I'm having some bad luck. So the camera I'm filming on now is a GoPro Hero 8. I bit the bullet and decided to spend a little bit more money. Well, hopefully get something that's going to last me and work and do what I want it to do. Because, ladies and gentlemen, my Drift Ghost X has decided to fry itself. When I say fry itself, I mean fry itself. It's just over a year old, and on the return of a ride out, yeah, sorry, I was distracted by the smell of the steak. Yeah, on the return of a ride out to, where did we go? We went to Ashbourne. The camera was still running, or still in standby, and I went to take it off my helmet, and it was red hot. The battery side of the camera was red hot. So that's strange. It's not a particularly hot day. Hasn't been on that long. And it wouldn't switch off. No matter which button you pressed, what series of buttons you pressed, nothing would happen. It only changed mode. But it wouldn't switch off. So took it in the house, took the SD card out, put that to one side, still wouldn't switch off. Flicked the battery off, still wouldn't switch off. And I had to leave it. There must be an internal battery in it. I had to leave it until it switched itself off, and I think it was probably next morning by the time I was out of, I picked it up and had a look at it. Put the battery back on, switched it on, it looked like it was working. Great. Cycled through the menu. The menu screen, everything was working. And then went to record and it just wouldn't record, wouldn't take any pictures, nothing, and then wouldn't switch off again. So I don't know what's the matter with it, and I left it for a few days without the battery on, and then recharged it, to restart it, same problem. It's as if somehow it's fried itself. It's just over a year old. Now I bought that drift because I was having trouble with this camera here, this Hero 3, which seemed to be corrupting the SD cards. And basically everything I recorded, it claimed was write protected, and I couldn't transfer it, or well, I just couldn't get it on the computer. The only thing I could do with the SD card was format it. So I bought the Drift Ghost X because all my cameras up to yet have been a GoPro style, and I thought I'd give Drift a chance, even though I'd heard some bad reports about them as well as many good. And yeah, I was pleased with it until this self-cooking episode. So anyway, I've tried this Hero 3 again and it seems to be working. But regardless, like I said, I bit the bullet and spent a few dollars and bought the Hero 8. And this is the first ride with the Hero 8 on, because although I've had it over a week, it's been pissing down the rain, and I only ride in the rain if I have to. So, it seems alright, apart from having already spent a small fortune on the camera. I've had to buy the microphone adapter and screen protectors and an aftermarket side door for the battery and the SD card that's got a hole already formed in it so as you can fit the microphone adapter and guarantee that the battery doesn't fly out while you're riding. So on top of the initial cost, I can't remember what it was now, about 270 quid. I probably had about another 80 quid in bits and bobs just to be able to get it to do what I want it to do. So it's also a test of the way that I've set it up for filming. I can't remember all the settings now. I have tried to keep as close to what I normally do, although obviously the quality of this is a lot better. Plus, for the first time ever, I'm using some stabilisation. So we'll see how that turns out. Wish I hadn't come this way now. Anyway, hopefully this test comes out okay, because I don't want my channel just to seem like I'm being a test bed for different cameras and bits and bobs, so that's not what it's about. I want to get out and go places and film it. And I wouldn't normally put this sort of thing up, but I haven't put anything up for a while, so we'll call it a little update as well, although you don't really need to know what's going on in my life. JSXR is off the road. I've put it on a sawn. So it's if you're not from the UK, SORN is a SORN, statutory off-road notice. So we have to inform the tax and revenues that the vehicle is off the road, so that we don't have to pay a road tax. I think I'm going to keep it. I think I'm going to give it some love and hopefully get it back taxed, MOT'd and ready to go for next summer. So it's going to have a few jobs done to it. I'm going to refresh it. It's too nice a bike to give up. But I think the value of them seems to be increasing rather than decreasing. So that's a positive thing in deciding whether to keep it or not. So I'm going to drain all the fluids out of it short. We go on holiday in about 3 weeks time, so before we go away on holiday I'm going to drain all the fluids out of it, and then over the following months do a few jobs, give it a refresh. And then just coming around here, we're in Rugeley in Staffordshire, the Towers Business Park. They might have to change the name because they've blown the towers up. That Rugeley Power Station is no more. The big cooling towers that were right in front of me now, and you've probably seen them on previous videos. I blew them up a couple of weeks ago, live streamed it, and they're no more. If I can find a video, I'll put a snippet in of when they were still there, when I rode past. Shame really, but you know, I've got to find a space to build loads more houses, so they had to go. But I shouldn't have known, since I work in the housing industry. Yeah, so hopefully this bit of a camera test works out okay. If there's any tweaking to do, you know, to do that really easily. Got plenty of experience. And then once I'm happy with the setup, then I can concentrate on doing what I really want to do, which is more interesting than this. I dare say people have been watching the Motor Rev weekender videos. There's lots of them down at the Elan Valley. Great place to ride round, and great time was had by all accounts. So well done to them. It spurred me on to have a look at some two-man or one-man backpacking tents which pack up nice and small and fit on the bike. But I do plan to have a little solo weekend away this summer at some point. Now I've got the old army gear, so I've got bivvy bag and fascia and a couple of army sleeping bags and all the other gubbins that goes with it for a bit of clandestine camping. But I think a nice little two-man backpacking tent that I can get all my gear in out of the wet would be a lot better than just putting a basher up. So yeah, having a look at that. There's a pillbox in there somewhere. I need to have a look at one of these. So anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you. Like I say, this is a nothing sort of video. So if you have watched and listened to my drivel right to the end, thanks very much for watching. Hopefully the next thing I put up will be a bit more interest. For me and you. So until then, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below if you want to. If you know anything about those drift cameras, or you've had a similar experience, put that in the comments, that'd be interesting. And I'll catch you in the next one. Ta-ra. See whether it's recorded. Yeah, the little red light on the Hero 8's not very big, so a quick glimpse in the mirror doesn't tell you whether it's recording or not. You have to have a bit more of a look. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Look at that bugger. See that?